Hello and welcome back. And today we are talking about why digital marketing may be superseding traditional marketing. And I'm obviously biased. I own a digital marketing company, but I really think that this is the way forward. It's 2024. Everyone's on their smartphone, whether we like it or not. And digital marketing is a way to save money while reaching more people. So first, I'm going to define what traditional marketing is and what digital marketing is. Then I'm going to give you some examples as to why digital marketing is better. If you don't know what traditional marketing is, think of it as like the old school marketing, and it's still being used today. So I'm not, totally negating its like abilities or, the way it can access or reach people, because people still use it. For the most part, it applies to anything that's not done online. So we're talking billboards, which are really expensive, magazines, magazine ads, radio, TV, cable commercials. And again, those are really expensive. So you're spending thousands, if not sometimes millions, on a commercial that will then be run on cable TV. That is what traditional marketing is. Then you have digital marketing, which is essentially a way to reach people from the comfort of your home on your smartphone or computer. So that includes everything from search engine optimization to email marketing to meta ads to Google ads, any way you can access potential clients or customers through your smartphone. So why are we moving away from traditional marketing? Well, mainly because, like I said, more and more people they live on their smartphones, on their computers, and it's easier, it's more accessible. You can run ads anywhere in the world and reach millions of people. You can reach people with magazine ads, for instance, but if especially if you're like a national publication, but you're not going to be able to pinpoint or fine tune the exact type of person you are trying to reach like you can, for instance, with a meta ad that literally lets you create like an exact avatar of the type of person you are trying to reach. For instance, what they're interested in, like their hobbies, what type of content they look at online, their age, their location. It's so specific when you're using digital marketing, and you can't get that specific with traditional marketing. So I gave the example of a magazine ad. Another example is a billboard. Billboards are expensive. For instance, we had a client who ran a CBD company and they wanted to run a billboard ad, and we were like, okay, let's try it. We hadn't really done many billboards in the past because again, we traditionally focus on digital marketing, but we're like, let's try it. The only thing is that the billboard cost $40,000, and that was like a cheap billboard. So again, not everyone has this type of money to spend, especially if you're a startup, or even if your company's doing well, that's a lot to just drop on one billboard. So we did this. We spent a month or so creating the graphics for it, the exact wording, the type of products we want on there. You pay the $40,000 and that billboard is just going up in one location. So people are gonna pass it, but it's really just targeting the people who are driving by it on the highway. And how many billboards do you pay attention to? I see them, I feel like I've zoned them out at this point. It's like you see them and it doesn't even register unless it's like the same companies that there's like one lawyer in my area who has had this billboard up for a year and a half now. I've been here for that long. But my friend said he's had it up for years. So I don't know how much this guy's spending on it. He must do well. But it's like the one billboard that I've maybe remembered because it's almost like brainwashing you to remember it. But most people don't have access to millions of dollars to keep a billboard up for years on end. So our client ran this billboard and we quickly realized there's no way to track who's buying based off that billboard's advertising. Like we didn't know if we were getting more customers, if it was from the billboard or from an email marketing campaign we did or from a giveaway on our Instagram. It's just impossible to track. And like I said, it's really confined to one small location where you can't reach other people. With a Facebook ad, Instagram ad, you can reach someone in India, in Pakistan, in South Africa, like wherever you're selling, you could just click a few buttons and you have access to people all over the world, as opposed to literally a super small finite area that you're not able to track. And with digital ads, you can track everyone who's buying. Huge difference. Another example, like I said, magazines, so traditional print magazines, a lot of them now are converting to having a digital magazine version online. But again, we get so many magazines sent to us that just have random local businesses in them, and I feel bad, but I just throw them out. We've looked for potential clients on those, but no one for the most part, unless the older generations are really looking at that. You're seeing ads on social media that you're scrolling through all day long, for the most people are, and so you're most likely going to buy something from a social media ad as opposed to a magazine that you're kind of used to just tossing in the trash. A ton of reasons as to why I prefer digital marketing, but it really comes down to something pretty simple, and it's just that there's much more access when you're using digital marketing. It's a lot easier. You can track everything in real time. The type of clients that you're attracting, the type of customers you're attracting. And then you can, once you have those customers, you can then retarget them and sell them more things. So it's really just like night and day, in my opinion. And another example that I like to use is TV commercial ads. So those again are kind of going by the wayside. I mean, the big, massive companies, I always think of like the Super Bowl commercials. That's like the highest. But more and more companies are switching to running commercials or ads on social media because those ads or those commercials, first of all, are super expensive to produce. So I have an example of this as well. So years ago, I helped a client create a traditional marketing campaign for a weight loss product. And the people involved were really reputable. There were a ton of very well-known, nationally acclaimed doctors who had created this product. The product was amazing. It was selling online, it was selling in person, but we spent, I think, about like 6 months working with a big production company and paying them tens of thousands of dollars to create this perfect commercial that took like 3 days to film. And it's funny because looking back as a filmmaker, I'm like, yeah, that shouldn't have taken that long and it shouldn't have been that much money. But it did, because you have this big production company involved, you're paying all the employees, you're paying actors, it just turns into this huge thing. And it's finally done. And by the time it was done and ready to be put on TV, they had changed the colors and the branding of the product, which like was already kind of in the works, but this commercial was taking so long that they're like, all right, screw it, we got to change it. Like, we can't keep waiting on this. And the production company was dragging its feet. Then when it was finally on TV, again, it was very hard to track as to like who was buying this. You could track based on who was calling the number. So they did get some sales, but they saw way more sales from selling it just on their website and by word of mouth. And that's after spending probably close to $30,000 and about 8 months on a TV commercial. Today, I mean, we're filmmakers, so we do it all the time. We do this for our clients, we do it for ourselves, but you have a product. And for instance, we're releasing a course, I'll link it below, but that course, we filmed an ad for it in, with super high quality cameras and sound and got a few actors. And we filmed that in 2 hours by ourselves, quickly edited it, and it's up online and we are running ads on it right now. And you can track all those ads. You can try different types of ads. You could try variations of the commercial. It's just so much more accessible. It gives you so many more options. I'm talking about digital marketing. One of the biggest things is that you can track exactly who is buying your product based on those ads. And that gives you so much information that traditional marketing unfortunately doesn't. I'm not knocking traditional marketing. I'm not trying to like too badly, but again, it still is being used successfully. And some of our clients will say like, hey, we really want to be in this magazine, or we want a billboard. Like, okay, we'll do it. It's still a thing. People are still using it. But if you can really get in the mindset of understanding that digital marketing is really a lot more powerful and cost effective and can reach more people, I think you're going to start to see that you will benefit from that more. Okay, with digital marketing, the barrier to entry is a lot lower. Anyone can jump in. You can spend $1 a day on ads. Obviously, it's not going to do as well if you're spending thousands of dollars a day on Facebook, Meta ads, but anyone can dive in. You don't need to have tens of thousands of dollars to film a massive TV commercial and then get it on a network. You don't need tens of thousands of dollars to get a billboard. Anyone can start literally with their smartphone. And so we are huge fans of digital marketing. And yeah, I'd love to hear do you still use traditional marketing? Do you lean towards digital marketing? Let me know in the comments and we'll be back with more soon.